Hello there. Do you want to hear a Rinky Dinky Stinky Thinky story? Yeah, Rinky. Rinky's the one that sometimes prays and meditates. And Stinky Stinkin' Strong uses the muscles. Are you stinking strong? And Thinky uses the thinker. Yep, the thinker sits right up here on top of your shoulders. And Dinky, oh my goodness, Dinky? Well, Dinky gets into drama a lot. Do you ever get into drama a lot? Oh, so what kind of story did you want to hear? Oh, the one about the giraffe and the dinosaur. Oh, that's a good story. How does the story begin? Yes. Once upon a time, Rinky Dinky Stinky and Thinky, they were at the zoo. Have you ever been to the zoo? You know where all the animals are? Oh, yes. And Dinky said, I want to go see the big giraffes. I want to go see the big giraffes. And Stinky said, I want to go see the strong gorillas. And Thinky said, I want to see the crocodiles. Have you ever seen the crocodiles? And Rinky said, I just want to make sure that we get to the right place at the right time, calm and collected, cool and peaceful. And that's exactly what they did. And they were walking, looking at everything, and pretty soon they spotted where all the giraffes were. So they said, let's go. And of course they had to go because Dinky was already running. Giraffes, 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 I see the giraffes. And he looked at the great big tall giraffe, and it was almost hurting his neck, and pretty soon he said, I think I can feel my neck growing, just like the giraffe, taller and taller and taller. Pretty soon he looked, and guess what happened next? He opened his eyes, and he saw a giraffe head right in front of his. And he's like, whoa, did I grow a neck that I could get way up there by the giraffe's head? And the giraffe said, no, I came down to see you, Dinky. And he said, why? And Giraffe said, because I know that you have an imagination. And Dinky said, I do? The giraffe said, of course you do. The imagination is where you can create any story you want. And Dinky said, I can? And the giraffe said, yes. And Dinky said, well, are we going to create a story? And the giraffe said, I have a story I want to create, and I want you to help me imagine it. And Dinky said, okay, what's your story, Giraffe? And Giraffe said, well, I want to be a dinosaur, a real big dinosaur, a dinosaur with a long neck, just like my long neck. Only a dinosaur that has some horns and can breathe fire out of its mouth, and a dinosaur that has a great big tail behind it. Not like my tail, which is long and kind of furry at the end. And Dinky said, oh, well, that's easy. I can close my eyes, and I'll imagine you as the biggest dinosaur I ever saw. And he said, okay, 1, 2, 3. And he opened his eyes, and guess what he saw? He saw the giraffe had turned into a dinosaur. And he said, oh, this is good. This is great. I've always wanted to see a dinosaur at the zoo. And you know what happened next? He quickly found the dinosaur's tail, and he ran over to it. And then you know what happened? He got on top of it, and he started walking down the long tail, up the giraffe's. Oh, no, it wasn't a giraffe. It was a dinosaur's back. And he started walking up the dinosaur's back. And pretty soon, he got to the neck of the dinosaur. It was almost as big as what the giraffe's was. But boy, it was green and kind of scaly. And then you know what happened? He said, can you breathe fire, dinosaur? And the dinosaur said, sure. Whoa! And you know what happened next? He burned down the giraffe cage. And then you know what happened next? He burned all of the hay that was in the giraffe's cage. And you know what happened next? It then started the trees on fire. Uh-oh. Dinky said, I think we need to move pretty quickly, Dinosaur. And the dinosaur said, Move quickly? What do you think I am, a giraffe? I don't move quickly, but I can move. And he did. Thump, thump, thump went the dinosaur's feet. They were big feet. And pretty soon, they got out of the giraffe's cage and onto the little pavement and the road where all of the people were going. Oh, there's a dinosaur! And the dinosaur said, They seem to be a little bit scared of me, Dinky. And Dinky said, Well, of course, you're a dinosaur and you could roar and you can shoot fire out of your mouth. Or is it your nose? The dinosaur said, I don't know if I want to be something that is always scaring people. I want to be a nice dinosaur. And Dinky said, A nice dinosaur? Giraffes are nice. Dinosaurs are roar. And then you know what happened next? The dinosaur said, Well, guess what? Just like you have an imagination, and the giraffe has an imagination, and I have a thinker, and you have a thinker, I'm going to think up something different. And Dinky said, You are? What? And he goes, I'm going to imagine that I'm a giraffe. And Dinky said, But you are a giraffe. He goes, No, I'm a dinosaur. But I'm thinking. Will you help me think? Use your thinker. Use your imagination. Turn the dinosaur back into the giraffe. Boom! And then you know what happened next? Dinky realized that he wasn't on top of the dinosaur's neck anymore. He was on top of the giraffe's neck. And that's a long, skinny neck. And he slid down real fast. Boom! And then he hit the giraffe's back. Boom! And then he slid off the giraffe's back. Boom! And then the tail whipped him. Boom! And then the tail whipped him so hard it flew him right across the zoo, right into the parking lot. And Dinky said, Boy, using that imagination is really powerful. What now should I imagine? And then Stinky and Thinky and Rinky said, Nothing right now. No imagination. Just stay still. Don't do anything right now, Dinky. We need to just take a rest and fix the zoo. The end.